Hi, it's Andy with the Friday preview for this week. And this week we conclude the text of Romans, but we are still going to have one more week next week in Romans, or at least about Romans. I'm going to do a concluding message next week, the last Sunday of the month, and that message will be largely about what happened next. Paul has mentioned in Romans 15 he's going to Spain. Did he make it? What happened? And so we're going to talk a little bit about that and just kind of tie Romans together. And not that there's any loose ends, but just tie it together and give us a nice concluding thought. But for this week, we are looking at the doxology of Romans. And this doxology is a little bit different than other ones that Paul has written. In fact, some people say that maybe Paul didn't write this, but there's really no reason to think he did not write this. Others think that it may have been in a different place within Romans, like after chapter 14 or in the middle of chapter 15 type of thing. And if you watched my video from earlier this week about the inerrancy of Scripture and why we can trust the Bible and that kind of stuff, you might recall that there are reasons. There may have been things written in a margin or something like that, as countless copies were made, but the original we can be certain of. And so while we can't be 100% that this is written here, there's really not any reason to doubt that Paul did write this, because the language is very similar to, at least part of it is similar to what's in Ephesians and elsewhere. So I'm looking forward to bringing that. And really, this talks about the mystery that God had put forth all the way back in Genesis chapter 3, the first mention of the good news, the idea that there would be a conquering victor who would crush the serpent under his foot. And that's a reference so many years prior to Jesus. Other references throughout history with Abram, with Abraham, with Moses, with David, through the prophets. All of these different, might we say, hints that this coming person and would be someone to be reckoned with, would be someone different, and yet it was a mystery because there was no way any of us alive then, or if it hadn't happened now, by this point now, could have understood that that person wasn't just another human, but was God in the flesh. Didn't just come to rule, but came to die for us. And so it's a fascinating story, and Paul says in this that mystery has been revealed, and because of that, he starts off this passage with the idea that we can have strength, that there is strength in that. And so perhaps even as you're watching this, perhaps on Friday, as we prepare for this coming Sunday, Friday the 19th as it is this week, perhaps you're hurting, perhaps you're down, perhaps you're weak, perhaps you're thinking about giving up. Well, don't give up, because as this passage starts, now to him who is able to strengthen you according to my gospel. That gospel, not Paul's, I'll talk about that in a video later next week, but the gospel about Jesus. So I hope you'll tune in. Just a little advanced preview. If you're making plans for Sunday, we are going to have our community service for the Ministerial Alliance. That will be at the Christian Church this week, 5 p.m. on Sunday. We will not be having our services on Sunday evening, that is, and because of Thanksgiving being on Thursday, we are not having our normal prayer meeting Wednesday night, and the youth group, root group, and God Squad will not be meeting this week as well. So I hope you'll tune in on Monday. On Sunday. I hope you're here on Sunday. But if you're not able to be for whatever reason, I hope you'll check out the video and maybe just be encouraged how the gospel is such a great idea, such a great tool. Why it was a mystery, but how it can strengthen us as well.